Welcome. In this video, I will discuss public key infrastructure and its various components including hypertext, transfer protocol secure socket layer, transport layer security, X.519 certificates, asymmetric and symmetric cryptography, non-repudiation, hashing, certificate authority, registration authority, enrollment, revocation, certificate revocation list, online certificate status protocol, certificate practice statement, certificate path validation. So these are a lot of information. Let's start. Now this is an internet user who wants to access this website using his web browser. Now this website is hosted on a web server. Since the internet is inherently insecure, therefore there should be an encrypted channel for communication between these two parties. For that purpose, the Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure or HTTPS comes into play. Now this HTTPS is the encrypted form of the original HTTP or Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So this Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure uses TCP port 443, and the original HTTP which is unencrypted or plain text protocol uses the port TCP port 80. So HTTPS is also known as HTTP over TLS or SSL because the TLS and SSL provides encryption services to HTTPS. The TLS stands for Transport Layer Security, and TLS operates at layer 4 of OSI model, and SSL also operates at layer 4 of OSI model, and HTTPS and HTTP operates at layer 7 of OSI model. So the layer 4 is the transport layer and layer 7 of OSI model is the application layer. Now the current version of TLS is TLS 1.3. Now if we go into the history of this TLS protocol, so in 1995 SSL or secure socket layer protocol was introduced by Netscape for their browsers, and then later on Microsoft also adopted this protocol for internet browser. Therefore it became a standard. Then in 1999 when this SSL 3.0 was operational on the internet, the Internet Engineering Task Force introduced the Transport Layer Security or TLS, and this TLS was then backward compatible with SSL 3.0. So therefore this TLS 1.0 is also known as SSL 3.1. But in 2011 the TLS 1.2 drops the backward support to SSL. And then even then certain this protocol of SSL or the protocol of TLS which was backward compatible with SSL was operational on the internet, and then in 2014 an attack surfaced on the internet known as POODLE or padded oracle on downgraded legacy encryption. So this POODLE actually exploited the vulnerabilities in SSL implementation of TLS. So therefore the protocols of TLS which were backward compatible with SSL was abandoned on the internet. Now the current version of transport layer security is 1.3. So this encryption channel which is required between the internet user and the website is initiated by using the HTTPS protocol. In a reply, the website sends its public key to the internet user. Now this public key is part of asymmetric cryptography, in which two keys are used. One key is used for encryption and one key is used for decryption. So any data which is encrypted by the public key will be decrypted by its corresponding private key, and vice versa. So if a data is encrypted by a public key, then only the party to which the private key belongs, or to which this entire key pair belongs, can see this or unencrypt or decrypt this information. Therefore, the website sends this public key so that the internet user then encrypt the symmetric key which he selects randomly, and then the internet user or its browser send this symmetric key to the website. Now this in symmetric key, the same key is used to encrypt and decrypt the information, whereas in public key, the public key or the private key pair are used to encrypt and decrypt the information. So any information which is encrypted by public key will be decrypted by its private key, and vice versa. Whereas in symmetric cryptography, the only one key is used. Now this symmetric cryptography is faster than the public key cryptography, but there is an issue of this key distribution. Therefore, we use this public key to communicate the symmetric key to other partner, and then the future communication is done by using the symmetric key, since symmetric key is faster. Therefore, this internet user or its browser selects a random symmetric key and encrypt this symmetric key using the public key, and then it sends it to the web server or the website. Then the website decrypt this symmetric key using the corresponding or its own private key. Since the private key is only stored on the website, therefore only this website or its web server can decrypt this symmetric key. So the future communication then is done by using the symmetric key, because symmetric key is faster than this public key and private key operation. Now there is an issue with this arrangement, that is the repudiation. So the website can later on deny that it has not sent its public key. So this public key is sent by wrong party. So in repudiation, there is an issue of origin, integrity or authentication of website, that the public key may be sent by another party or any malicious party. So this is known as man in the middle attack. Or there is also issue of data integrity, that the public key may get changed in the way, or it may get tampered in the way. So to counter these two problems, or the main issue of repudiation, we need non-repudiation. So this problem is solved by using the X.519 digital certificates and a trusted party which is trusted by both the internet user or its browser and the website or the web server. So this trusted party endorsed this public key through this X.519 digital certificate, and by using its private key. So private key of this third party or trusted third party, which is known as certificate authority, endorsed this public key of the website by using the certificate authority on private key. So if the certificate is endorsed by the private key of the certificate authority, then this certificate gets decrypted or verified by the internet user using the public key of the certificate authority. So this is also known as digital signature. Now there are famous certificate authorities like these three: DigiSign, GoDaddy and Identity Trust. So in this digital signed X.519 digital certificate, it provides non-repudiation. So the website or the web server cannot later on deny that this certificate, or the certification authority cannot later on deny that that the public key which it has endorsed on behalf of website, uh, it cannot deny this fact. So therefore, this digitally signed X.509 certificate provides data integrity and the origin integrity or authentication. And it provides data integrity by taking the hash of this entire content of X.509 digital certificate and taking the hash of these content. So hash is the unique value which is computed out of the bigger data, and this unique value gets changed if even a single bit in the original data is changed. So if any content of X.509 certificate will get changed, then this digital hash will get changed. So it provides tamper protection or data integrity. And in order to provide the authentication of the website or the origin integrity, this hash is then encrypted with the CA's private key. So if the hash will get decrypted by the internet browser or the internet user using the public key, corresponding public key of the certificate authority, then it is verified that this has been signed by certificate authority, and any data which contained in this digital certificate or X.509 digital certificate is trusted, including the public key of the website. So there are other parameters included in the digital certificate, and first of all is the certificate version. So the current version which is used is version 3 of X.509 certificate, and then the serial number of the certificate which is maintained by certificate authority, because there are multiple or thousands of certificate maintained by a certificate authority which belongs to different websites. So moreover, digital signature algorithm which is used to digitally sign the certificate, and certification authority name, and the validity of this certificate, that is the exact date and time up to which this certificate is valid, and then the public key of the website, and the identity or the name of the website or the web server, and this name is known as DN or distinguished name, which is just a name in the or a part, or it is a unique name in the URL of the website. So this DN or distinguished name identifies the website or the domain. So these are the information in the X.509 digital certificate, and this certificate is signed by this certificate authority. Now once the website will send this certificate to the internet user, then the internet user will extract these information, including the public key of the website, and then will encrypt this randomly generated symmetric key using the public key of the website, and will send it to the website, and the future communication will be done using the symmetric key. Now there are also background operations of this certificate authority, and one operation is the registration of the websites. So the registrations of the website, in order to issue them the digital certificate, is done by the registration authority on behalf of certificate authority. So the organizations to which such websites belongs, and the who wants to get digital certificate for their websites, gets enrolled with this registration authority of CA, and this enrollment should be done with well-trusted CA, because only the well-trusted CAs will be trusted by the web browsers. So there is a process of physically appearing to the registration authority or exchange of documents, including the credit reports of organizations, and also the community leaders may vouch for organizations to the registration authority. Now this process is very important, because in 2017 the semantic digital certificate issuing business got influenced by an attack or by an incident where they issued various certificate without validation to different organizations. So they got very their and in the response of this incident, the Microsoft declared that their web browser will not include the public keys of the semantic. So resultantly, any certificate which was signed by semantic was would not have been decrypted by the browser, since the internet browser would not have included the public key of this CA. So therefore, the semantic sold their certificate authority business to DigiSign, DigiCert. So this enrollment process is very important. So once the organization is DN or distinguished name is verified, the registration authority reports to CA, and the CA then issues the X.509 digitally signed certificate to the organization, and organization install this certificate on their web browser. Now anyone who connects to the public websites will get the copy of this digital certificate from the website, which is signed by the CA. Moreover, all the famous browsers have agreement with the famous CAs, and therefore they already or pre-install the public keys of all the CAs on all the browsers, or on the browsers which have agreement with the CA. So the public keys of well-known CAs are already installed in your internet browser. Therefore, once the website sends its digital certificate to the browser automatically verifies it using the pre-installed public key of CA. So moreover, the website as a prudent care has to follow certain key management practices, and these key management practices depends upon the selection of the algorithm or the selection of the key length. So the key length should be sufficient to face any brute forcing attempt, and the algorithm should be a secure one. There should not be any publicly known vulnerability in the algorithm, and algorithm which is used for this entire process should be publicly verified and publicly known. So moreover, the keys should be stored securely, and there should be a backup of these keys in case the private key gets deleted or gets corrupted. Moreover, this private key should not be revealed to any third party, because even the CA, this private key should not be revealed to the CA even or any other third party by the website, because the person who will contain this private key can pretend as the organization or can operate on the behalf of this organization to which this private key belongs. So this private key is very important. So you can back up this private key, or you can use the key escrow services, where a third party manages your key in case it gets corrupted, and you can get your key from this escrow key escrow services. Moreover, the hardware security module may be used to store these keys, because this hardware security module stores these keys in encrypted form, and it avoids direct interaction with the user. Moreover, there should be key rotation mechanisms, and also the retirement of the keys in case these keys are no more used. Now there is a process of certificate revocation or certificate expiry by the CA, and the certificate gets revoked if the private key of the website gets compromised, or if the website subject or association gets changed, or if the certificate is issued by the CA without validation, proper validation by registration authority. Now the certificate authority has issued its certificate practice statement or CPS, which indicates the certificate revocation request period in which an affected website may request to reissue its keys or its certificate if their certificate gets revoked by certification authority. Now the certificate path validation requires that the entire path from the root of the trust, that is CA, till the website and till it is communicated to the user should be able to be validated and verified. In case the certificate gets expired or it gets changed or any other thing which happens to the certificate. So certificate path validation requires that this change should be able to be detectable. Now this is done by using two processes or two methodologies. First is the certificate revocation list, and second is the online certificate status protocol server or OCSP server. So in a certificate revocation list, this list is downloaded by the internet browser and then it is cross-referenced. So this is the most common way of validating a certificate, but there is a latency involved in this entire process. And in online certificate status protocol server, this is more fast than the CRL, and in this you can check the real-time status of a certificate, whether it has been revoked or not. So you send real-time request to the OCSP server, and OCSP server replies with whether the certificate is valid or it is invalid or it is unknown. So this was all from my side. Please stay connected to my channel for similar videos. Thank you.